We are live, everybody. Welcome back to the Diaspora channel, and thanks so much for tuning in tonight. If it's your first time here, I'm Kayi Gabiam, and tonight we have another guest with us, and her name is Amie Jobe. So I will be giving Amie the opportunity to share her story with us tonight. So please give this stream a thumbs up and share as well. This is a very, very important discussion type. We're going to put it like that so that Amy will be, very comfortable because, is a part of her life that I know is a very, very delicate, sensitive thing to share, but she's here with us tonight to share her story with us. So please share this stream. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue sur Diaspora Channel. J'espère que vous allez tous bien. Et si c'est votre première fois sur ma chaîne, je m'appelle Kayi Gabiam. Et ce soir, on a une invitée avec nous. Elle s'appelle Amie Jobe et elle va partager en fait son expérience, son histoire avec nous parce que elle est survivante de mariage forcé, mariage précoce des enfants. Donc, ce soir, c'est ce qu'elle va partager avec nous et comment elle utilise cette expérience douloureuse pour aider d'autres filles qui ont vécu la même chose. Donc, s'il vous plaît, partagez ce live et puis likez. Et bonsoir. Welcome, Amie. How are you doing?
Hi, beautiful. I'm good, thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Like I was saying, I know is this topic or this what you are about to share with us is something that is not a pleasant thing, but I'm thankful and grateful that you actually decide to come and share your story with us. So please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amie Jobe, and I am from Calls from Africa. It's a non-profit organization that is being registered this year, and we do try to stop children from getting married or try to assist the children that are been given to get married young, like what happened to me, by helping them when they're already a victim, or just helping them to put them to school and stuff so they can have the reason for not getting married at a young age. But also I do have my own platform called Amie Jobe, where I do comedy, current affairs, or just do live videos all the time, almost for fun and entertainment, and talking about things that is going on in our issues. I got nervous when I'm on someone's page, guys, and I'm always on my page. Sorry, guys. So I talk about things that going on in our community, and I also do comedy and motivation and just that's Amie Jobe. But today I'm here for us to talk about child marriage mainly, and also talk about children that need help for going to school in Africa, because I am not just a victim of child marriage growing up, but I'm also a victim of lack of education. So that's just what I'm here for. And I am from the Gambia, but I live in Scotland. But I do go to Africa and back and forward. So
Right, Amy. I know it's a painful process even to share this with us, but I believe it's part of the healing process when you share what you actually been through. So, how old were you uh, at when the marriage thing started?
So at first, when I was given to the first husband, my mom think I was 9, but I think I was 8. Simple because growing up, I never remember when this man married me. All I know is this man is my husband from nowhere. I can't remember what age was I. I was that young. I remember growing up with just the stress and the pain of knowing that this old guy is my husband, who I'm supposed to be with one day. And this guy is so old and wrinkled, and I used to just hate his gut. And whenever he come to the house to say to greet the family, and to bring some money for fish money, they call it. I used to really hate anything to do with him, and I used to run and hide. Why I think it's 8 years old, that time I was 8. Why I think I was 8 is that when he married me, it takes him 3 years. I think it was 5 years the whole time. And my mom, I think, either told me it was 5 years, or where I got the 5 years from, I don't know, because I only started talking about this with my mom 4 years ago when I started talking. And at first, when I started talking about it, my mom didn't really like it. So I couldn't like question him exactly like how many years was this or how many years was that. It's just recently when she finally joined the fight. She's still a bit sensitive about it, but she do say that I was 9 years old.
Right.
And then I've been taken to the guy when I was 11. She confirmed that because I remember the whole time that I was 11 when I was taken to the guy. But why I know that I was 8 is that she confirmed that it's not 5 years that I waited in the house between the time the guy married me and the
Mm.
time he took me to his house. She said it's 3 years. So if it's 3 years, that means I was 8 because I was 11 when they take me to his house. But
Right.
I was kind of lucky with this particular guy because he never really did anything to me. But then that marriage finished, and then I was remarried again when I was 12. And this is the person who, like did stuff to me. So yeah, I think I was 8. My mom think 9, but I think I was 8 when I was first married.
Right. So how was, as a mother, I'm just thinking, actually by 11, they send you, or I don't know how it happened, to live with, an old man. So how was the reaction of your mom?
So what happened is my mom take me to not my mom, my aunt is like an aunt to me because she is a wife to my dad younger brother.
Right.
He and my mom arranged for me to be taken to this man after I saw my period. They believe when you see your period, you're grown enough. But I was lucky then. This man couldn't do anything to me because just before they took me there, they find out that this man actually cannot do anything to a woman like his man who doesn't work properly, something like this. So then when they took me to him, he couldn't touch me. So the next day they asked me what happened. Did he touch you? Did he try to like go on top of you? I said no. And they asked him, they said, oh, we hear that people say that your thing doesn't work, but then you like to marry younger people and then keep them for them to grow older, just so you can tell people that you have a wife, but you actually are not married because you cannot do the thing. And then he confirmed it by saying that it's not working, but it's just like something that is new to me. I'm going to do some herbal medicine, whatever. And then I'm going to get back, like, give me 1 month. So after that 1 month, they arrange again and they put me together with him again and nothing worked. This time it was in my mom's house because they arranged to take me to his and he wasn't there. He ran away or he went somewhere. Then they were knocking the door, no one answered. So then they arranged for him to come to my mom's house and sleep there with me and my mom, all in one room. My mom was in this bed and I was in this bed with him, and he couldn't touch me. And the next day, that's when my mom tell him that this marriage have to finish because people say that your manhood doesn't work. So yeah, that's how that first marriage basically ended. But my mom, she never really reacted like badly about it because this thing happened to her as well. So she didn't see it as child marriage or whatever because she was married to my dad very young as well, and my dad was an old man as well, and she never knew my dad or
Mm.
nothing. She just wake up one day and just saw people cooking in that compound, and she's like, "What's happening?" And they said, "You are the one that is getting married today."
Wow.
So that's she didn't see it as bad as she's seeing it now when she see me talking about it now for 4 years. And I told her that all these years I have the pain, but I wasn't courageous enough to talk to you about it. So then she's find it very awkward now to talk about it. But then she was just like nothing is happening.
Right. And after the old one, then you have to. There was another person. Is
Yeah,
that boy you
the
shared,
old one
right?
I again to someone who is this time younger, who was
Mm.
like, he said he was 28. I'll never forget it. So this person is the one that they actually take me to his house, and he did the thing with me, and they celebrate and everything. And yeah, but I used to hate having to do anything with him. So I used to make up so many stories to not do anything with him. And that marriage didn't last long. And someone else married me again, who is also a older person, but not as old as the first one. And that marriage also didn't work. I used the same technique. And then I was married again to someone who is my cousin. At the age of 16, I was at my number 4 marriages already. And I really liked this guy. Then I think I love him then, but I was young still. But I think it was love, because I feel like love, whatever you call it, compared to this other guy. Like I would miss him. I would be happy, spending time with him. And he was my cousin, and he was in Senegal, and I was there for 2 years. But that
Right.
marriage didn't last long because of his mom wanted him to marry somebody that she kept for him from her family. It's a long story, but that marriage lasted for 2 years, and then I come back to Gambia, and I also get married again to someone that was also arranged, who was my dad's friend. And this time I was beginning to tell my mom that I don't want any more arranged marriages. I want to wait till I see somebody I love.
Mm-hmm.
Then I end up meeting my ex who brought me here, the Scottish guy who brought me here. And then I end up, that marriage didn't work either. It wasn't a marriage that was supposed to be. It's a long story. And then I met another two, I get married another 2 times after that, which are also wrong marriages, because it's like I was here, one of them was in Africa, the guy, and one of them was here, but he kind of like one of those people that will just marry you so they can get a visa kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the one in Africa too only lasted for a few months. That one ended about a few years ago, about nearly 2 years now, actually, that one. So yeah, I also wasn't confident about it. So this whole child marriage thing led me to a lot of marriages.
Mm.
And the sad part is that I've been married so many times, but I hardly spent time with any of these men apart from the one that I was 18 years old in Africa. Sorry, 16 years old when I was in Senegal. But
Right.
the rest, I never spent time with them like a husband and wife, like, because it's like these other two, I was not. One of them was in Africa, and one of them also was here, but I met him, and then he went back to Africa straight away when I met him. So we were having the distant relationship. So it's like the whole time I am on my own, but I've been married 8 times due to
Wow.
so many child marriages. And then even as an adult, I still didn't know nothing apart from just marrying to these people. So then I lead myself to these other 3 wrong marriages as an adult. So yeah.
Right. Because, it's just even hard for me to understand how you navigate through, is it 6, 7 marriages? And I think, due to what happened, you
Yeah.
know, you were not like healed properly. So even if the one you say you actually like him and, you wanted, to stay with him mentally, physically, emotionally, there's still, the trauma is still there due to what happened the first time and the second time. So, now how are you feeling?
Now, because like I said, I've been married to this man, but I'm always on my own. I've been living in Scotland for almost 15 years now, but it was really hard because over the years I never really talk about the child marriages and the pain. So I was kind of like just keeping it and kind of like, like yeah, but inside I was like, oh my god, like. So but when I started talking about it 4 years ago,
Mm.
I kind of just like, like, yes, this is great. So I have internet. My mom is not here. As long as she knows that I'm talking about this, if she hear it from somebody, she's not going to be surprised. Bam. Now I can condemn anything that I don't like about my culture. And I just keep going, but yeah, I just recently, especially this year, I planned last year that this year was going to be a year of healing for me.
Mm.
And next year, which is this new year, was going to be me going to Africa and start
Right.
my own fight for child marriage and children going for children not having to go to school kind of a organization. I asked
Mm.
last year when I was in Gambia about how to register it and how to go about it. But then now I join and partner with Calls from Africa instead. But yeah, it's been difficult to like heal or explain how I feel about it, because my whole life I grew up knowing myself with this pain of feeling sorry for myself,
Mm.
feeling hopeless, feeling disgusted, feeling unwanted, feeling all kind of feeling. That's just how I grew up. Because when this old man married me, they didn't do the marriage in the house. They do it in this woman's house that I told you that is a wife to my father's younger brother. Kind of
Right.
like hide it from me or what. So I just hear them talking about it that I'm married to this guy. His name was Dauda. So I used to just hide and cry growing up, cry in the toilet for hours. I've been known for staying in the toilet for so long when I was young, and all I was doing was crying there. So, but yeah, I don't want to call it like I'm numb to this pain now. I'm still trying to get to the question, like, how am I feeling about it now? I can't tell you how I'm feeling about it now. Like, I think I'm feeling better now, though, because of calls from Africa. So now,
Mm.
I have my first victim of child marriage, and I have children that, that we are campaigning for them to go to school. So it's kind of like doing something for me. I know that now I'm looking after someone who is also married when she was 13, and now she had a 2-year-old, and she had the pregnancy, and the man was older. She didn't love the man. The man was
Mm.
abusing her. So I feel like I saved her life. I'm looking after her. She's in my house in Gambia now.
Right.
Like, I have children who we are campaigning to put to school. We have the videos. They're gonna be up on the website today or tomorrow or so. So I feel like at least I'm gonna do something that the children that could grow up to be like me. At least I could like save
Then.
children. So that is giving me a sense of happiness and joy and hope, and just I think I can call it healing, but
Mm.
yeah, I don't
Because
know what healing
you are
is.
used you are able to help other people that you can see yourself in them, but you don't want them to be stuck in a place that they don't know who to turn to, who can support them,
Mhm.
because it's a difficult place. I can't even imagine that happening to someone that I know. So it's a painful process, painful thing, but it's good that you are actually, out here sharing your story, not only sharing, but also helping others. So that is very, very good what you are doing, and I respect you for that. And you did mention Pulse from Africa, which is another organization. I actually interviewed them, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago. So uh, I just want people, anyone listening right now, or people that watch this later, to understand, how important this is, because child marriage is something that affects children. Let's just put it like that, young girls globally. So it's not something that we can just ignore or say, okay, because it doesn't happen to someone that you personally know, is not a big issue, is a big issue, and it affects these girls, if they don't have, they don't get the help, the need to, through counseling and the right support, they find themselves as if they are just useless. So what Comes from Africa is doing with you is so needed, because at least they are there giving, those victims, hope, refuge, and also a fresh start in life. So I know there are a few questions in the chat. Someone just was asking if this is the part of the culture. Is this part of your culture, Amie?
Yes, it's part of the culture. And just going back to how you were to what you were asking about how I feel about it, and
Hmm.
and to appreciate the fact that I come out and talk about it. I just want to say something there that it's never easy to talk about this. Not like I feel embarrassed about it or anything. The pain is too much that I don't care about the embarrassment. But yeah, it's not easy when your own community will do this to you and then use it to insult you. So over the years, when I start talking, I don't know your part of Africa, but you might know that us Africans sometimes it's hard when we're trying to condemn or talk about something that is in our culture. So people will be saying that you're not alone. This happened to a lot of people, and they're not talking about it, crying in videos like a baby. And then people also will just curse me for it and telling me, "Oh my God, you get married so many times. You must be so horrible." Da, da, da. So it's not easy. But how I feel about it now, I still feel somehow, sometimes knowing that my community is so small in the Gambia, and we're not used to talking about nothing. Even people that are fighting FGM, they also get condemned. But this is, I don't want to call it it's worse than FGM because I've not experienced that. But it's just something that they're not used to. Like, because this child marriage thing is not just me, it happened to my sisters too. But my one went so many because I was the youngest one to get married compared to the rest of them. So the other one get married at 13, the other one also 13, and the other one 14. But I'm the one that was married from a baby age, and I am the one that started talking about it. It's kind of embarrassment to them too, a little bit, and for me when I look at them or my mom. But my Gambia public community, that a lot of them criticizing me, where it's not easy. But I just want to say to everyone that if you have something that happened to you from the culture, but you know it's harming you and it's gonna harm other young people, please come out, speak, because that's the
Absolutely.
only way we can end it. But yeah, it is part of the culture because the culture is mainly Muslim. And also, I think the men just used to treating the women and using them anyhow they want, and no one have the voice like me. Because when you have the voice, you're gonna have the voice in the wrong time. Because you're gonna have the voice when you are too hot that you don't care about the pain anymore. You don't care about the embarrassment anymore. You don't care about the men are afraid of marrying you because they think you're too vocal, or they look at you and look at you disgusted. By the way, they do that. They look at you and feel disgusted, like, ooh, ew, you've been touched at a young age. As if it's not something that they did to you. But it's just so hard to, like talk about this. You have to be from Gambia to know what I mean. Gambians are very easy and nice, loving, kind people, but Gambia is known for not saying anything about you. You can have a Gambian friend sometimes, you know them for so long, and they're still hiding things because they don't want you to use anything to insult them, because normally we use every little thing to bully you or insult you or whatever you call it. And when you're talking about this kind of thing or FG or whatever at my age, that means this thing really pain you so much that you cannot move on from it all these years. Then you cannot be talking about it, smiling and laughing sometimes. Now I'm learning to talk about it in a professional way, but you can still see in my voice now I'm already getting there, like trying to strangle the screen. So what happened is, when you're talking about it in a way, when I first started talking about it, I was like talking about it in a rage and hopeless way, or whatever you call it. I was like, to my culture. I still do that in my videos because I'm used to that now, but it's just not easy. Just so when you're talking about it in the wrong time, which is you have the pain, then they just laugh at you and bully you and say that you're not well, or you're depressed, or you're just useless, or oh my God, you're just doing this for view, or this person is crazy. Did you hear her? She's always in her videos. Da, da, da. Then it's like they forget almost why you even in the videos because of what happened to you. Or they just think that what happened to you damage you too much now that they just have to leave you in the corner and move on and go and do things with the normal people, and they call you mad, depressed, da, da, da. So I do experience that over the last 4 years of me talking about it. Yeah.
I don't know if those maybe because it's part of your culture, that's why they are acting that way. But I hope you don't pay no mind to those people, because you are the one that experienced what you experienced. That's your truth. That's your story. So don't let anyone out there shout you down. And it's so good that folks from Africa, they are here as well right now. So welcome, Ryan and Charlita. How are you guys doing?
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
You're
good. Hi,
welcome.
hi,
Hello.
Ami.
Hey, Amie.
Hi, guys. Thank you
So
for
good
sharing.
to have folks from Africa here with us, because I was saying earlier before adding you guys that this thing is affecting lots of girls, not only in Africa but globally. And
Yes.
in my country, like, I don't know anyone that been through this. So it's actually start looking into what you guys are doing. I managed to do some research to see, oh, if we have the same thing in Togo. If someone asked me prior to this, I would say no, simply because I don't know anyone that been through this, experience it. But we have to understand, because you don't know anyone or your neighbors or no one at all never share anything like this, does not mean that that is not happening in your country. So that's why, folks from Africa, what you are doing is so dear to my heart, because I know that we don't have things in to place when it comes to giving the right support, counseling, and all these things to victims like Amie. So I just want to thank you first of all for doing what you guys are doing, and please introduce yourself to the viewers, and yet tell us a little bit, how you are working with Amie and then the other women in the Gambia.
Yes. Thank you again so much for allowing us to have this opportunity and to allow Ami to have her voice today. As you said, it is something that is happening globally. But we are Calls from Africa. I am Charlita, and this is my husband, Ryan. And we are a nonprofit organization that is based out of the United States, on the eastern part of the country. And we are looking to just partner with people there on the continent. Our objective, our goal was to just build relationships and build bridges and really work towards having a support network for all of us that are just striving to have more of a global connection. And in doing so, in the various countries on the continent, as we're meeting people, we've been asking, what projects are near and dear to you, or what is it that we can maybe assist with. And we were so blessed to meet Amie Jobe, and she's just been sharing a lot. We started off talking a little about education and maybe even helping some small businesses and working in that partnership. And then she started sharing her story. And when she started sharing her story, that's when we decided, you've already been speaking about this for 4 years. You're getting your voice. We've been working with counselors and trying to have that available anyway for just various other programs that we're trying to set up. So once we spoke with her, we came up with a program called Project Embrace. And Project Embrace is helping one young lady at a time to either get able to get out of her child marriage situation, or in even some cases that Amie Jobe spoke of earlier, even have some preventative measures. So we can assist with those educational fees, we can assist with the skill sets, so that that young lady does not have to go that route. And I also saw in the chats, and this is one of the things as well, is educating and having these conversations with the mothers, with the boys, and with the community. Not because we're coming in to say our way is the better way to save, but giving Amie Jobe and others that she's working with and she's bringing on as a social activist that she is, allowing them to have that voice and have support, that they're not alone and that they can speak and share, and we can all globally connect and build bridges and go from there. Uh,
Thanks so
Yeah.
much, Charlita. Brian, you like to add anything?
Well, like I said, it's just, whenever I hear my sister speak, and I mean that sincerely, she knows exactly how I feel about her. You just feel, you feel the weight of her words and
Hmm,
the meaning. And that alone should shift your mind into what can we do to support that, and
hmm,
to not just walk away. Like she said, a lot of people want her to stop talking. They want her to not say something. And that's not what we believe. We believe in her voice, and we want her to have a voice. So we will support that with Project Embrace, and we will support Amie through this journey. And that's just the way it is. That's what we're feeling. Calls from Africa has a lot of things that we're trying to do, but this project, this is where our heart is. This is what we are going to do with the support and with the understanding and love for what Amie is doing and what she's trying to do for others. Because as she said, she's grown, she's been through, she's done this. Now she's looking to prevent other young girls and young boys from thinking this is the way. We have proof that it's not what these young girls want. She is the proof of that. So we will fight alongside of her until we will fight. We'll just fight. It's that simple. There is no until.
And starting in the Gambia, but we know again that this is, across the continent, of course, in other continents as well. But
yeah.
So thank you.
We also understand this is a community thing.
Yes.
And the community, we need your help to continue this. You're going to fight. We ask you to fight with us. We'll
stand together. It's Project Embrace for a reason. We all need to embrace each other. And we're doing that with our connections and meeting people and supporting and growth. So
absolutely. Thanks so much. Is very, very dear to all of us on this panel and some people in the chat as well. So for those of you that think, okay, this is not our problem, according to statistics, 1 in 5 girls in the world said to be married before 18. That could be your daughter. Just because, you have a different mindset, someone else, daughter, same age like your own, is being put through this that can be prevented by all of us. So 650 million women alive today were married as children, and 12 million are married before the age of 18. So just to give you a little bit of idea about how serious this is. So it's not down only to Calls from Africa. It's not down to Amie. She's doing her part already by sharing, her story with us. So now it's down to us to check Calls from Africa. Amie, as well, as she mentioned, she has her own platform. Check her out. How are you doing is something. And when you check Us from Africa, you understand more the vision and see what you can do, what I can do to bring the change we want to see on the continent. Et Amie était une victime de mariage forcé à l'âge de 8 ans, d'après ce qu'elle a partagé. Et elle a survécu et elle utilise son expérience douloureuse pour aider d'autres filles qui sont dans les mêmes situations maintenant. Donc, elle travaille en fait, disons, avec en partenariat avec cette association Calls from Africa. Et ce qu'ils font, c'est qu'ils donnent de l'espoir aux victimes. Donc, ils ont besoin de nous tous. Si on veut vraiment que les choses changent sur notre continent, on doit être ensemble et faire les choses ensemble pour voir le changement que nous voulons voir sur le continent. Donc, je vais ajouter leur lien dans la boîte de description. Comme ça, vous pouvez visiter leur site et en savoir plus et comment vous aussi, vous pouvez les aider. So, Amie, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. And thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Really, really appreciate you all. And please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to this platform and make sure your notification bell is on so you don't miss the next live. We're going to have a very, very important life on Saturday. An amazing brother doing great thing on the continent. I don't believe in saying, oh, he or she was a great guy or was a great woman. I prefer saying thanks to the people whilst they are breathing and they are alive. So we're going to have that brother on Saturday, 7 p.m. UK time. So I hope to see you all and thank everyone for joining us tonight. Good night.